Welcome, fellow travelers, adventurers, historians, and everything in between. Welcome to Of Myths and Lore, where we uncover stories through questing, battles, and sometimes reading. I am Tome Keeper Kuro, and today we'll be reading from the bookshelf through Jarilo VI's section on Honkai Star Rail. And today's reading would be the Tales of the Winterlands. We're doing chapters 1 and 2. So let's get started. Chapter 1, Far From Home. This chapter mainly talks about Artem, a member of the Belobog Supernova Expedition team. He was accidentally dragged into a blizzard outside Belobog. After falling off a cliff, he began his struggle to survive. When Artem first joined the Ancient Relic Expedition team, he was known as the most promising youth in the history of the expedition team. He graduated at the top of his class from the best medical institute in Belobog, while also having degrees in archaeology and geology. His physical capabilities rival that of a professional athlete, and he has claimed multiple national rock climbing championships as the head of the Medical Institute's Rock Climbing Association. However, beneath the glamour and praise hides an extremely stubborn person who's obsessed with the relics of the old world. When Artem first joined the expedition team, he often became overly devoted to the studies of the ancient relics. He locked himself in the research institute for days until the staff found him passed out on the lab floor. What? I even forgot to eat? Yes, Artem, you even forgot to sleep. That won't do. I'm gonna fill my stomach and get right back to my research. It was not until recently that he learned to keep some canned food in his drawer in the lab. This only made him stay even longer in the lab than before. In the beginning, many young ladies set their eyes on Artem, for a little while at least, but everyone soon realized that the humanoid organism named Artem seemed to be unable to develop emotional connections with others. What a pity. In his own words, "For now, I just want to adventure." The Ancient Relic Expedition team belongs to the Belobog Museum. They are a team of adventurers responsible for finding old world relics in the areas surrounding Belobog. Retrieved relics will be studied extensively by archaeologists and historians. However, their work must be done in a harsh blizzard environment. Dangerous situations and accidents are frequent in this line of work, which requires both wisdom and courage. Without a doubt, these archaeologists are the true explorers of Belobog. It shouldn't come as a surprise that the explorers may die at any moment. This moment was no different. Artem moved towards the cliff face as he dragged the lower half of his body with difficulty. The wind was much weaker here, making sure he can breathe a little easier before his inevitable death. His vision was blurry, but he couldn't tell whether it was due to the blizzard or if his eyes were wounded. He tried looking up the cliff where he probably fell from. Did the team member he pulled up find safety? He must have, right? It was only a matter of time before he joined the other team members. That's a relief. He was exhausted, and his vision gradually grew dim. If he fell asleep now, during this blizzard, he would never wake up, that's for sure. The heavy abdominal bleeding had frozen solid, and Artem was unsure of how he would eventually die. It hardly mattered to him at this point. As the blizzard grew more violent, Artem would soon become a corpse, just like the ones that he had passed by on previous adventures. It gave him some relief to think he wouldn't be alone. He was just 3 years old when he climbed the drain pipe to the rooftop, much to the horror of his parents. What was happening? Was his life already flashing before his eyes? How many memories does one make in a lifetime? Artem had drifted off to sleep under the cliff. The flame of his life flickered in the blizzard. It was about to die out. Chapter 2, Frozen City, Part 1. Continuation. Artem was rescued by an unknown man and his daughter and later woke up in a small medical facility. What he saw was a strange world unlike Belobog. Everything here was made from rainwater, and the residents here lived in harmony with the wind and the snow. Artem was amazed by the wondrous sights built from special materials. As the flow of time continued, Artem found himself lying in a medical facility. However, this medical facility had nothing in common with Belobog's architect's cherished hospital. No hospital in Belobog would have beds made of crystals. It wasn't until Artem noticed the IV drip attached to his arm that he realized he was being treated. There was drumming in his ears. His eyes were only able to make out the blurred, burning lights around him. Apparently, his motor skills haven't returned. What's for sure is that he had almost crossed over to the other side. The first person he met after being discharged from the hospital was the girl that helped him in his dreams. Congratulations on your recovery. Thank you. Could you tell me who are you? I should probably introduce myself first. No, wait. Artem was filled with questions. His words became jumbled, and he was unable to form a complete sentence. My name's Anna. I'm, Artem. Unlike the first time they met, Anna didn't tie her hair. The light shone through her long flaxen hair with translucent edges. The soft glow made her hair look as if it was delicately lifted. Her long eyelashes and calming eyes matched her thin face perfectly. In the past, Artem tried to avoid observing a woman's facial features for too long. With Anna, however, he couldn't stop until both their faces were flushed with embarrassment. Perhaps it had something to do with his life having been saved, but Artem felt something he had never felt before. Just as Artem had predicted, he was not in Belobog. It was a city that had been built in the blizzard. People called it the Frozen City. Different from Belobog, the Frozen City's forebears used the old world technology to survive in the blizzard and preserve the spark of the old world civilization. Artem was in the happiest phase of a culture shock. Everything was brand new to him, like in one of his countless dreams in which the technologies of the past lying dormant in the museum came back to life. Accompanied by Anna, this city gradually unfolded before Artem. They should have also injected an Edelweiss into your body during your surgery. Edelweiss. What is Edelweiss? How should I put it? It's like a small machine? I thought machines were big things with chains, gears, valves, and steam. They can be injected into the body? I don't understand the principle very well. I just know all residents of Frozen City are injected with Edelweiss at birth. We do not fear the cold because of it. When I was little, the explorers told me that outsiders wear heavy clothes to stay warm. It wasn't until I saw you that I realized it was true. So, in the eyes of the local population, such warm clothes must be quite an unusual view. Right. Speaking of which, are there other cities in this world besides Frozen City? But of course, the world is a big place. Anna suddenly stopped in her tracks, and Artem followed suit. In the clearing in front of them, a group of uniformed men gathered around a cannon, which was pointed at the sky, as if ready to fire, only waiting for someone to light the fuse. Are they planning to shoot the cannon at the building across from here? Anna couldn't help but laugh at his genuine question. She wasn't used to guiding outsiders. You're not wrong, but they're planning to construct a new building here. Construct a new building? Yes, but since it hasn't taken shape yet, I don't know what it will be. The cannon fired into the sky, and thick clouds began to form above the clearing. Moments later, the water Anna called rain fell from the sky. Rainwater was a rare term that Artem only read about in the museum archives. He had never witnessed it before. It was a common weather condition in the old world. Only snow would fall from the skies in Belobog. It wasn't until this moment that Artem understood that the cold snowflakes at home could fall in such a gentle way. The rainwater didn't disperse as it fell on the open ground. Instead, it quickly solidified into a concrete shape, as if sculpted by invisible hands. As the rain continued to fall, the outline of the building became clearer. The style was much different from those in Belobog. A building tens of meters high was completed before Artem's eyes in a matter of minutes, like a miracle. Anna was no longer surprised by the shock in Artem's eyes. She explained that all buildings in Frozen City were created from the miracle rainwater. If the weather monitor cloud ship detected an incoming blizzard, these buildings would be converted into water on command, then transformed into new buildings as the people of Frozen City migrated to a more hospitable area. Unique blueprints were traded among residents. Strange buildings rose every day. There was nothing more natural to the locals than that. Alright, that is chapters 1 and 2. Please subscribe to the channel for further readings and updates for chapter 2, part 3?